Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much, as always, for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. So glad you're here. Scotty G is in the house, and we are tackling your listener questions, and we have some good ones today. We lead off the show with Scott talking about how he has purchased a Christmas tree to be delivered to his stateroom on a Disney fantasy sailing here later this month. Yep, you got to hear all about it and why you might want to order a Christmas tree for your stateroom as well. We also talk about the Run Disney race gear that we bring when we run, or the stuff that we actually don't bring. We talk about picking a 5 or 7 night cruise, which one might be right for you. And listener Ashley gives us some feedback on her, well, let's say it was her October 30th Halloween party madness. She had a great time at the party, got to ride almost everything, saw all the stuff, and stayed up all night and made it home and lived to tell the tale. She wrote in about it. Hear about all this and much more on today's show. Don't forget, today's podcast always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We're standing by right now to help you plan an amazing Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link as you do that shopping this holiday season. Please bookmark our link there on your browser. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. Click through that every time you do your shopping, and it supports our show through the holiday season. We'd appreciate that so much. Also, you can become a patron of the show. $5 a month is all it takes, and it supports everything we do. Thanks to everybody who does that already. You guys are our all-stars. Thanks so much for that. When you support us over on Patreon, you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. Again, patreon.com/Be Our Guest Podcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2791 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having a great week. We are here to answer your listener questions in the midweek. Hope everybody had a fun Halloween and settling in here in November. This is the time of year where gets dark early and the year starts accelerating towards the end of the year. Thanksgiving right around the corner. Christmas will sneak up on us. And, we are team slow down. The crew today, Scott and I, hold your horses there. Troy down in Florida, man, he has had his lights on and his Christmas trees up there for weeks. Love you, Troy. I love how you post your pictures there after your runs. All the trees. Pam Forster's right there with you. I mean, I know we have a lot of folks that get those trees and lights up early. We're chilling out here. We'll have them up soon enough. So we're going to honor Thanksgiving here. So joining me today to answer your listener questions, my buddy from Must See Adventures, Scotty G up in Michigan. Scott, happy Wednesday. What's up?
Happy Wednesday, Mike. Yeah, let's give some love to Thanksgiving. I mean, Christmas is fantastic. Absolutely love Christmas, but man, just Thanksgiving is great. Families get together. You can still play your Christmas songs during that time too, but got to give some respect to Thanksgiving, no doubt, for sure.
That is right. And speaking of, well, here we are kind of blowing our cover there, but you are going on a very maritime cruise on the Disney Dream, correct?
Fantasy.
God, I can't keep track of the ships.
I haven't sailed the Fantasy since the Be Our Guest podcast cruise we did that one time in 2017, I think.
15?
Yeah, that was 2017 because we were building our house. It was 2017.
God, that's a long,
crazy.
9 years ago. 8.
I know,
almost.
I have not seen, and that's the only time I sailed that ship too. So super excited to see the Fantasy, and it just came out of dry dock.
Yes,
so we have a friend in the Discord that's on the transatlantic sailing that launched today. 13 nights.
Oh, jealous! Can you imagine how cool that would be?
I know. I was chatting with him today on the Discord a little bit. It's a honeymoon bucket list kind of cruise, like out of Southampton. And I was like, that would be so cool. So he's getting the ship warm for me because 13 nights. By the time he comes back, there's only 2 more sailings and then I'm on it.
Exactly. And so Fantasy is going to have that updated Festival of Foods on it, so that's going to be exciting. What are you excited for your cruise coming up? Because we're going to tackle some listener questions, but let's just get a little chat here at the beginning because we had a lot of listener questions. We have some in the inbox. We're looking for some here in the live chat. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments. But The Fantasy. It's been a minute since you've been out. Man, that was one of our most epic podcast cruises too, because we went to the Western Caribbean.
I mean, they've all been great. No offense to any.
No, they've been great.
I don't want to like say like that was the best.
Well, because it was a 7-nighter, dude. We had so much time to do so much damage.
7-nighter. We did a Be Our Guest podcast Lizard run on deck 4. Do you remember that? Like,
yes,
we all woke up early and we
forgot.
ran as a team around deck 4. Like,
Yes.
early. I remember Emily was doing it.
Yeah.
Paige and Ricky and Hannah. Like, man, we had so much fun doing that. That was awesome.
So, but yours is a very maritime cruise, and you just explored something. This might be good for everybody who is sailing here in the upcoming holiday season, because I don't know.
This cracked me up.
You're gonna. I mean, I don't know if Liz listens to the podcast or not, but I mean,
no.
she doesn't. My wife never
I mean, she
does.
She does, but I'll make sure she does now.
Okay.
I don't think she listens on her own. We listen together a lot.
Good.
Like while we're in the car, like we'll put on the show or we're going for a walk, we'll listen. So I will be able to kind of control a little bit if she listens to this one or not. But yeah, so it's her 40th birthday. So super excited of that. I love big celebrations. You know, we've celebrated her 30th at Disneyland. We did my 40th at Alani. I was like, what can we do for her 40th? It's hard to top Alani. I feel like. And we just have this small window of time where Emily could be with us too, because of like a college break, you know, for Thanksgiving. So, because her birthday's the day after Thanksgiving. So we're going to go on the cruise, and which I thought was fantastic. We had the cruise fever. So I was thinking like, what can I do to like help make that even more special, you know, and to celebrate, you know, and decorate and things like that. Cause I've seen people like decorate their staterooms before. I know Disney can kind of help with that. So I was playing on the website today and I saw they have like a birthday celebration, which I think Jared did actually a couple of years ago on the Wish. So I was like, oh, sweet. I can get like a magnet put on the door. Like I can get these streamers, like they do like the pillowcases. I mean, they just really like decorate that to your birthday, which is awesome. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that. So let's add that to my cart as a little celebration. You know, I think it'd be a fun surprise. And I'm looking through there, Mike, looking at all the other stuff, because you can order like bottles of wine or champagne. You can get like cupcakes and all this stuff, which we've done in the past for like friends and even us sometimes. But since it's a maritime cruise, they had an additional option. For those that are watching, I'm just going to share it and show you what it is. It's kind of wild.
Which we were checking this out, and he showed it to me in the pre-show before we went live, and I'm like, I think I might need this.
Yes. You can get a Christmas tree put into your room for a maritime cruise. Like, what? I had no idea.
Let's say, for those, because obviously most people are listening and not viewing, because again, you can always check it out. It's youtube.com/BeOurGuestPodcast to see the video, so you can see the image. We always have video for our shows. Not a lot of people know that, but it's a mini Christmas tree. So kind of describe it to folks what you're getting here.
Yeah, I say it's probably like a foot tall, maybe, but it is like
it's on the nightstand.
Artificial. When I explained it to Mike at first, he thought it was like an artificial tree. I'm like, no, this is a real tree that they're going to put in there, and it's small. I mean, the staterooms are small too. Like, it's going to be hard to put like a full-on Christmas tree into your stateroom, but it's a smaller Christmas tree, and there's a couple options. So you can get this one, I forgot what it was called, just the Disney Cruise Line Maritime Tree. But the one I went for is the other one. It's called the Disney Cruise Line Nautical Christmas Tree, because the ornaments, Mike, are the Disney Cruise Line characters. So you got Captain Mickey and Minnie, you got Pluto in his cruise line gear, you got Goofy like with his like red and white striped like nautical as the ornaments. There's a ship ornament, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like really cool. Like if they put like these kind of ornaments on there, and I wonder if you can keep them. So I did some research, as one would do, right? And based on everything I read on the interwebs, is that you can keep the ornaments. You can't keep the tree because there's some rules, right, with like trying to take like plants on and off a ship.
It's a
there's
living
some
thing.
issues.
Yeah,
a living thing. Yeah, taking a living thing off the ship, it could be a problem unless you're a person with a passport. I don't think the tree has a birth certificate.
Yes.
but as long as you can keep those ornaments, I was like, this makes it even better. So we're gonna have a room decorated with a Christmas tree and have some ornaments to take home. I think it's super cute. And while it's kind of expensive, I took it as like, you know what? I'm getting like 5, 6, 7, 8 ornaments, whatever it is. back home. So I'm kind of seeing it as like a souvenir plus a fun little memory. It'll be a fun for like Liz and Emily to open the door and be surprised to see a Christmas tree in the room. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, Diane's asking, she says, it's adorable. Those numbers are too small for my eyes. How much is it? It's running at $160. So it is pricey. But like Scott said, if you break it down for the ornaments that you're going to be able to use year after year, can't bring the tree home if it's live, and it looks like it is. But, you know, you get a set of maybe 8 ornaments, $160, something you can use year after year. And I didn't think about this. I mean, if it is live, that smell it's going to give to the stateroom. You know
I know,
like,
right?
I love
it's
that.
It's going to add more
like
to
Christmas.
that merry time.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. That'll give more smell to the stateroom. And you know what? It's a splurge, like you said. And we were joking about it, like
because it's a 40th birthday. It's a 40th
right.
birthday splurge, so I feel like I have to do it, right?
It'll be a memory. And like you said, like you found a gift card that had a little, extra fun money on it. That's something to have fun with. It's a memory. It's like, sometimes you browse packages.
I got to make sure I have the camera out though when we open that stateroom door, because like the focus is going to be like all the decorations, I think, for the birthday. But then like I don't know where the tree. I don't know where they're going to put the tree, but that's where my eyes are going to be focused on. Where's that tree at?
That's right. All right. Well, so that's an option for folks. I mean, going on a cruise, and you can go onto the app and DisneyCruise.com, and they do have those packages. If you scroll down, like Scott said, you can get like sometimes like wine packages. You can get like meats and cheeses. Back in the day,
get your waters too. So I did that too, since I was already making this purchase. Like we're going to Lookout and Castaway. I was like, I'm going to add the water package in right now, and it does add the gratuity even when you book online. So I thought that was kind of cool too. So like, because like when you book on the ship, like if you get some waters, you want to take care of the person that's going to deliver it to your room, right? So it automatically put like a $10 gratuity on there. So I thought that was great too.
Yeah, we actually, speaking of that podcast cruise in 2017, when we did that one, Pam Forrester got a Star Wars package for our stateroom, and so we had like little decorations in the room, like just little things like you get Party City or something hanging from the ceiling, streamers and spinny things, but it came with like a little throw blanket on the bed, and I still have it, and it came with a pillow, like this triangle pillow, and I've used that every night since 2017. I call it my elbow pillow, because I have this weird thing. I can't have my elbows touch, because when I used to pitch, I have like nothing left in my left elbow. It's like bony, and I can't stand it to touch anything. So I use that for my elbow pillow, and I've used it ever since 2017. Like it's awesome. So cool. It's like a little triangle pillow. Yeah, it's perfect size. So you bring those things home, and they're fun, and it's like great pictures.
It's fun.
And they have like little window clings.
It just makes for a great memory, a great story. A little pricey maybe, but I think it's, like Diane was saying, with the Disney math, sometimes it just makes sense, especially got a gift card laying around. Just do a little splurge sometimes. That's what these vacations are about.
All right, you're here. Let's tackle some questions. Diane is asking, hey, BOGP, congrats, Scott, on all your races. Can you please share how you managed to do it with half with such little gear? I feel like I need all the things. So let's talk about, because I'm kind of a minimalist too when I run.
Yeah, you don't take much either, Mike. I don't think.
Because the less you take, the way I see it, here's what I say. For me, this is just, and everybody runs differently though. My way is not better than anybody else's way. Let me preface that, because I am not like a elite runner. This is just me, is that the less I take, the less that can break, the less I can drop, the less I can lose, the less it can go wrong. And everything that I'm going to need is going to be on the course for the most part. Like even for the full marathon on Sunday, like that's my biggest, longest run where I'll need the most. Like I don't take water or anything to drink, because every mile there's going to be Powerade or water at the stations. I can make it at least a mile to get hydration. So and I know a lot of people have to have their own mix. I'm not that picky, so I don't like carry water, because that's just extra weight. I don't want to carry that and jiggle things around. The only thing I carry is my phone, and I carry that in a little, it was a sponsor back in the day, like Flip Belt or something. And
I still have a Flip Belt.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
I just never bought anything new. I've had it for like 10 years. That's the only thing really I carry, so I can take pictures with it, and my AirPods, and that's it. And, I don't see the need for anything else. Like even for the marathon, I always do take, like Tylenol at about mile 18, just because I'm getting really sore by then. And then it gets me to the back end of 18 or 20, but they have that on the course. You just go to the medical tent, pop those. You don't have to carry them. They're there. I don't know. What do you think about gear, bringing stuff?
Yeah. I surprisingly to Diane, I actually carry a little bit more than she might think, and it's because of what I wear. And I am very unorthodox in this, where I run in golf shorts. I run in the golf polo and golf shorts is the Scotty G look, right? So I have pockets that can store some good stuff. So on my last run, the half marathon from Wine and Dine might have been the most stuff I ever carried in a race, because I also carried my camera because I was kind of recording for the channel.
Oh yeah, I saw you carrying it. Yeah.
So I had my phone, I had my camera, I had an external battery in case if like the camera died, and then I had 3 like gels for fuel as well. So I just had one of those things in each pocket, basically, which is, different, right? But like I run with my belt on, I have my shorts, so it stays good, So like, yeah, it's unusual, but that's about all I need, because I agree with what Mike says. I don't need the water pack, because I've done these races enough where I know, especially on the half marathons and full marathons, they do a really good job having all those water stops and Powerade stops. I know there's going to be a fuel at some point. I don't take the bananas, but they'll have those energy beans at some point on the course. They'll have the chocolate sometimes. So I just know, and like what you said with the medical tent with the Tylenol. So I know, like, on the course, I'm going to have the stuff I need. It's harder when I do a long training run at home, because I want those water stops.
Yeah, right. It's way harder at home if you're going out for a longer run, because you don't have the support stops like you do. The Disney runs are easier because you're supported all the way.
Yep. So sometimes I'll like try to track my run where, like, okay, I'm gonna go past this party store. I can buy a water here or something, or try to come back home at this point so I can stop and get a water or whatever. Yeah, 100%. I think it's harder to do the training runs, but Disney makes it so easy with their great volunteers and all those water stops that I really don't have to carry that much personally.
I will say one tip that I learned, as far as it took me a few races to get this, and this for a half and a full, is with the beans, like the fuel beans, like they'll give you those, they're called beans, right? And sometimes I want, like, you got to watch them. Sometimes, yeah, or the honey stinger, whatever the fuel is on the course. I love those honey stingers. They're way better than beans. But when you get a chance to get those, say you're not feeling them, like when you go past the bean station or the honey stinger station and they're handing them out, grab them anyway, throw them in your pocket and just keep going. Because the thing is, you might not want it at mile 7, but you might want it at mile 9. And those things are so light. Just grab one, pocket it, and then you have it. And they're easier to just grab out of your pocket and eat it later on in the race. Same, the chocolate's a little bit iffy, but that's always going to be later in the race. The chocolate for like the full marathon is always like at mile 20 or 21. So it's only going to ride for maybe 4 or 5 more miles. And that one you should probably pop right away when you get it, because it could melt and you probably do need it at that point. So that one I would say,
I don't want to melt chocolate like in my pocket.
You probably should take it, need it immediately, but you do got to watch it, because there's always a picture right afterwards. And there's always like a Gatorade right afterwards, which, like, chocolate and Gatorade or Powerade is a terrible mix. Like, it makes your face look all weird and stuff. But yeah, it's one of those things that, especially with the beans and the honey stingers, don't like say, I don't need it right now. Just take it, pocket it, because you might want it later on, because it's super light. Just throw it in your pocket. Because I always just say, I don't need it. Like, and then I'd be like, dang, now I got to wait another 5-6 miles to get something. And I'm kind of getting a little shaky, so that's something I saw.
I will say that flip belt really comes in handy. Back when I used to wear it all the time, when I wore running shorts with less pockets, like, that, because you could store a lot of stuff in there. I could put my phone, I could put my car keys, I could put like a couple. That's another thing too. That's another reason why I don't drive to the races too, because I don't want to have car keys. Because I rent a car a lot. Like, I don't want to run with the car keys. So that's another thing too. But it would store all those things with ease. So if you're looking for like a nice accessory, I think they still sell those, right? I think they.
Oh yeah. It's still nice. They just don't sponsor us anymore. But yeah, flip belts still. And they're super nice. I mean, they're good company. All right, we got a question here from Dawn, and she was there last night too. Would you take a 5-night fantasy or a 7-night treasure? So obviously, I would do the 7-night treasure. I mean, that was one of the best cruises I've done. The Eastern Caribbean on the treasure was amazing. I did the 7-night Eastern on the fantasy, which is what the treasure is doing now. So it's kind of a combination of these two.
Kind of combination,
yes.
Yeah.
I love the 7-night Eastern, and I love the treasure. So I would do if you could swing the 7-night Eastern Caribbean on the treasure now, that'd be an amazing cruise. The fantasy, obviously, 5-night fantasy is going to be a lot more affordable. So it's kind of like, look at your, what the price. The price is going to be pretty significantly different on these 2 sailings. But if you can afford it, the Treasure's 7-night sailings are going to be pretty amazing. I mean, Scott, what would you say between these 2?
I'm very fortunate that those are actually, if you go to my reservations right now, Disney Cruise Line, those
I was going to say, these are your 2.
Those are my 2. Because I just really want to get on that Treasure ship, because I love the Wish. The layout of the Wish still bugs me a little bit, but I'm excited to see the Treasure and what they have to offer. And I always say more nights is always better. But again, yeah, it just depends on what you can afford, what kind of time off you have, because Mike and I were just saying, like, our podcast cruise from several years ago, like, that was the first time him and I both sailed the Fantasy. We instantly were like, that's the best ship, right? Like, so that moment in time. And I think it still holds today. Like, and it just came out of dry dock too. So it's like gotten some fresh updates, and all that. So like, man, that's so hard to pick. But the 5-night Fantasy, they might be going to Lookout and Castaway, which is kind of what we just did on the Magic this summer, which was like a really cool itinerary too. So kind of look at the itineraries to see what attracts you more. I think the Treasure itineraries, the Eastern and the Western, are both really good and interesting. Plus you get the extra night. So I would lean towards the Treasure.
Yeah, I'm always going to go with the longer cruise, and the Treasure is an awesome ship, but the Fantasy is probably still my like overall favorite ship. Like, it's just nostalgic reasons, and it's just it's easy to. I prefer the Fantasy Dream like class ship, like just
Me
overall.
Too.
Like, I love the Treasure.
I really liked the Magic this summer, though, Mike.
I did love the Magic. The Magic was a great ship. Oh my gosh, the adultery on the Magic was unreal. Like, it was great. But yeah, so there's something I like about every class of the ships, but overall, I probably like the Dream Fantasy class best. But 7-nighter, I'm telling you, man.
When it comes down to it, Adon, you can't go wrong.
You can't. There's no wrong.
You're on a Disney cruise.
And a 5-night cruise is a really sweet spot. Like, it is a really sweet. It's a 5-night cruise with Disney Cruise Line is a very high value like spot. Like,
isn't that what your Pam was saying like this summer? Because she thought like that was like her spot, because like she didn't necessarily want to.
Yeah,
go
she
long,
doesn't like. I'm trying to do the Panama Canal cruise, and she's like 13 nights. I'm like, dude, that's all 13. I want to like be gone forever. Like, I just want to sail around the world. And she's not all about that, but. I'm like, come on now. Like, 13, that's my dream. Like, you're retired now. Like, I'll just bring my laptop. I can work as long as I buy internet. I'm good. She's like, 13 nights. I'm like, yes, it's the dream.
Sounds incredible.
I know. Tell me. I know. Yeah, whatever. We'll make it happen. Okay, so we have a email here from Mark, and he just had a little feedback here. We're going to get to it because it has something to do with, this one came in about a month ago. It was October 10th, but we didn't get to it, so I'll make sure we did. Hey, Mike, just want to wish you the best from myself and Sharon. We've just returned from the Western Caribbean on the Treasure. She was wonderful. So there we go, a little feedback. And the stops were also amazing. We had the perfect Castaway Key day from morning to getting back on board. I was just listening to your podcast, walking to work as usual. But I hear you've been going through some tough times. Wes, well, rest up, my friend. I've been listening to you all for years now. You all feel like long-distance friends. You keep us in the bubble, even when we return to our, let's face it, normal everyday lives. So we care. As listeners, we care that all of you are well and in good health. But like life does to all of us, someone becomes unwell. I'm guessing you're having a tough time, but your positivity will drive you on for many years. So keep up the great work. And we both mean that. Your friends from the UK, Mark and Sharon. I just want to say thank you. Everything's good, but we have the best listeners. I got that email and I appreciate that. And we're going to be okay. And he says, P.S. Here's what because you're on with me. This came in October 10th. I agree with Scott. Soarin' must either be changed or dropped. It hurts me to say that, but after riding 2 weeks ago, it felt a tad boring. Not the Epcot I want to see. We sailed the Wish in May, and 7 nights after staying at Pop the 15th to the 22nd. If any of you are around the parks at that time, I'll meet you, if only for a hello and an expensive coffee. I know you like to play it cheap, Mike. Jokes aside, cheers for the shows, Mark. So he's with you. He wants to see it update. So hopefully maybe they're from the UK, but maybe they'll enjoy a little soaring around the USA.
Yeah, I think any type of different soaring is good than what we currently. And that's not a knock. I know I may have came off a little negative. It's just I think change is good. It's been 9 years with that soaring, and it's just so funny. Like the next week, Mike, like, because you and I were talking about it, like, oh yeah, it needs to change, and then you're like, yeah, maybe it'll be like an American. I think you even said like maybe it'll be an American one, and like we make things happen.
Well, it made sense. I mean, with the the 250th, not bicentennial, the 250th anniversary of the country. But here's another thing. I mean, I would get excited if I was traveling to another country's theme park to see a celebration of their country. So, I mean, I'm guessing our international guests will get hopefully just as excited as our American friends.
Even more excited.
Just to get to see you, because, I mean, if you're coming over from the UK or traveling here, like our friends like Mel from Australia or, wherever, Masayo from Japan, I mean, sometimes I think they're as well-versed in U.S. history or more well-versed than some of our American friends. We won't go there because of our school system, but they know our history pretty well, and I love that. But they come in and, they don't get to see our country because, they're coming to Walt Disney World. They only have X amount of days to see our country, and our country's huge, and we have a lot to offer. It's kind of like a little Cliff Notes of you get to see some of the cool geographic areas of our country, which I haven't even seen a lot of it. So,
yeah, that's great. I just hope they can just hit a big home run here. And I know we always say we just need singles and doubles. Don't always need a home run, but I think we need a home run on this one, Mike, and I think we're gonna get it.
I hope so. Yeah, no, I think the bendy thing has to go away. Like they've bendied us twice. Like, dude,
social media cracked me up though. After that.
Like, yeah, they did. The Statue of Liberty just kind of exactly. Yeah, we don't need that. All right, let's get to a question here from Josh. He says, Epcot question, not urgent. So you're up. Hey, Mike and team, you guys are the best. You probably don't remember, but you helped me with a question last February or March. I was headed to Springtime Surprise and asked whether I should make my Lightning Lane multi-pass selections at Animal Kingdom or at Epcot for the 5K. You guys advised Animal Kingdom, and it worked out fantastic. By the way, there were a ton of abbreviations in that one, so I got through. There we go. Okay. I love when everybody puts all the abbreviations. I have another question. For now, I'm heading down to Walt Disney World again, this time with my wife, our two kids, 7 and 4, and my mom. We're all Disney vets other than my mom, who hasn't been in almost 20 years. I'm doing the challenge at Princess, and we are staying for a week after. We were planning to have our Epcot day on Tuesday, March 3rd, as my mom really wants to do Epcot, and she's only staying until Wednesday morning. We're planning on doing Hollywood Studios on Wednesday the 4th. I just realized that Flower and Garden will likely be starting on March 4th. Is it worth switching around our days and having my mom extend her trip if she can only hit the first day of Flower and Garden, or will it be slammed with bloggers and content creators? Our main interest would be the topiaries, and I read somewhere that they're likely to already be up. We will not have park hoppers, so it's 1 day per park for us this trip. Thanks again for all your great advice, Josh. So this is your festival. Have you ever been there on day one?
I've not been there on day one, I don't think. Maybe like week one, but not day one, I feel like. But I see what Josh is saying, though, because like the 4th could be crazy, right? Everyone wants to be
get
the first.
Content.
That's why is that a thing? Everyone just wants to be the first.
I know, seriously. I mean, I get it because everybody gets excited to see it on, TikTok and Reels and stuff. But
yeah, with me, like if I was there, you still wouldn't see it right away. You still have to wait like 9 months.
I know. You'd be like, dude, we still got to sail the Wish in 2024.
Exactly. But if the topiaries are what you're looking for, Josh, like I would say it wouldn't be worth it because those topiaries are going to be out before then. So if it's just seeing the topiaries is your thing. Now there's other things though, other than the food and the topiaries. There's always that fun scavenger hunt, which it sounds like you're probably still going to be around, so you still might be able to go back to the festival during the Princess Race weekend or after that. But I'd say if you're not interested in the food or doing like the fun scavenger hunts or some of the other things, like you're fine keeping the 3rd for your mom, and you'll still be able to see the topiaries.
So what kind of things, the topiaries will be up. The park will be looking beautiful the day before the park, the festival officially starts. So what kind of things are only going to be accessible once the festival officially kicks off on that day? So it'd be like the food booths.
And I think that scavenger hunt is always like the spike,
the scavenger hunt
thing or whatever. Yeah.
Any of the like the concerts that'll be kicking off, like the Eat to the Beat.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen until then either, too, right?
If you want to see a
Like
particular concert that might be going that day. I'm trying to think
Mhm.
what else. That's about it, I guess. Because the topiaries, the park will be just getting more beautiful and beautiful leading up to the festival. They'll be
Yeah,
planned.
and
So.
right, and that's always the best is right, right when it starts. Once you get to like May, those topiaries have seen some better days a little bit,
Yes.
But and you just said it though, Mike, and you and I always agree on this. Like Epcot doesn't look any better than it does
Mhm.
during Flower and Garden. Like those like flower beds that they have like in the water and like Future World by the Imagination Pavilion. Like why can't those just always be out there
I'm
like all year
serious.
long?
I know. And it's that time of year too. It's like when we need it the most, like February, like for us in the northern, parts of the country. It's like, oh my God, like all I'm seeing is brown and like
Yeah.
dark snow, like God, there's real green and like colorful
Another thing I
plants.
just thought of too, like they'll do some magic shots a lot with the photo pass, which is kind of fun. Like they might put like orange bird in your photo, things like that. Don't think you'd really see that the day before either. I mean, they might be like with a soft opening. I'm sure the photo pass photographers have that already geared up in their equipment, right, to do so. But they probably don't really officially start doing that to the start of the festival. But
Yeah, and Diane came in right as you were saying that, like the official like signage probably won't pop out either, like at the entrance to Epcot, that says, the big sign says,
that'll be an overnight thing, probably.
2026 International Flower and Garden Festival. That'll pop
Yeah,
up
the
that
same
day.
with the merchandise too, right? Getting the
Merch,
pins
yeah.
and things like that. Yeah.
All right, Kyle's got a question. It's good to see Kyle here. I've seen him for a while. My son is thinking of doing the 10K at Springtime Surprise through a charity. Would it be better to check in at the expo the first day or the day before his race? Thanks, guys. So you just did the expo, so
So I'm doing just the 10K of Springtime Surprise as well.
Yeah, okay. So you are fresh off an expo experience. So I'll let you take this because I don't like the expo either.
Yeah, it just depends on what you're after, Kyle. If your son is really wanting to get like the Brooks shoes or whatever, or if there's like a hot item that that might sell right away, a lot of times it's going to be like the challenge stuff that sells quickly. So if your son is wanting to get like a finisher shirt for the 10K and things like that, I think that merchandise will honestly still be around at day 2. It's normally like the challenge stuff and those kind of jackets that you have to worry about. So personally, I like going the day before the race. If you can avoid day 1 of the expo, I say do it. It's going to take a lot of stress out of you. You don't have to worry about a virtual queue that day. It's less crowded and it's just more laid back, which is more my scene personally.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just go Friday would be my suggestion.
Yeah,
if it works out in the plans.
That's always my best advice, unless you need the Run Disney official merchandise, then you got it kind of forced to get there as soon as you can and get in there. But
yep, because the expo floor is still, all those vendors are still going to be there. So
they're not going to run out of their stuff. They have tons of
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, and honestly, it's easier to talk to them on those days.
Yes,
because it's like less crowded. So if you actually wanted to talk to a vendor about like some sunglasses or things like that, it's so much easier to do on the second day than the first day. So highly recommended. Day 2.
It's more enjoyable on those days too. Like say you want to meet Jeff Galloway, he usually has talks each day, and like that first day is a crush. But I mean, there is on the opposite, because it goes like to give both sides. There is kind of more of an energy on the first day. It's like for like folks like us that have done 30, 40 race weekends, it's almost like a reunion. Like you do run into the people you see that do all the races at the first day. That is the kind of the upside, that all the crazies are there. Like, because if you're doing like a challenge, you have to be there that first day. So it forces everybody that's doing the challenge, like we're here, we're all commiserating that we have to, do this whole thing. And it's, it's like a big family reunion day 1, because everybody has to be there on that day. That is,
and that's great, but there's some downside to that too because of that virtual queue, which I just saw again at Wine and Dine.
I hate the virtual queue.
You have people just laid out in the lawn, waiting for their virtual queue to be called, and I don't think that's what Disney ever intended with this, and I don't understand why they keep doing it. This is like Scotty G rant time, but like I think they try to like sell it as like, oh, like you can maximize your time, you can be somewhere else, and then show up when it's time for your queue to be called. But it's so hard to time that. People will still just
because it's so hard to get from Wide World of Sports and back. Like it's not easy.
So you're still going to show up to the expo at 10,
Yeah.
And then hoping that my boarding group 32 gets called, and then it's next thing you know, it's 2:30 and you're still waiting, so it's and then you just see people just laid out on the grass, and it's just that's weird to
it's
me
like
a little bit.
Disney refugee camp. All right, Natalie's got a question over on Instagram. Just got back from my honeymoon at Disneyland. Congratulations. It was my first time, and we did the Oogie Boogie Bash. I can't stop thinking about Disneyland. Is Christmas just as good as Halloween there? Have you ever done Christmas at Disneyland? I have not.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done after Christmas at the races, but I've never done Christmas.
So for Elizabeth's 30th birthday, we went to Disneyland, and it was set up for Christmas. So we didn't do, well, I don't think they do parties? I'm trying to remember now. Like, I don't know if they do.
I don't think they do candlelight processional out there.
Yeah, they do that. But yeah, it's just as great. Like, it's decorated so well. Like Main Street and California Adventure gets well decorated. The resorts, like the three that are on-site resorts, have great Christmas trees. Like the Grand California has an awesome Christmas tree. Just try to think of like Wilderness Lodge. So yeah, they do great stuff at the Christmas time. I love the holidays, honestly, at Disneyland. When I think about Disneyland, honestly, like I think about that first trip that we had, and it just ties into to Christmas for me, like the background loops and everything too. So yeah, if you haven't done it, I would highly recommend checking it out.
Very good. And Diana, yes, the virtual queue for Run Disney is the first day only, so you don't have to worry about it for that. All right, Ashley's got a question. Hey, Mike, several weeks ago I asked about extending a work trip by 12 hours to go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
I remember this question.
Yes, and what to do about my stuff or hotel. Well, I did and wanted to give an update. All right, it's good. I like updates. I rented a car, so I had a place for my luggage. I got to ride the ferry for the first time, slower than I expected. I went in at about 4:30 and hopped on the rides right away. The wait times were fantastic. My first ride was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and I only waited 25 minutes. That was the longest I waited all night. I rode everything that was open, watched the second parade. I guess it says tried out snacks and hit every trick or treat location. I watched the fireworks from Fantasyland, which was amazing. You're completely surrounded, and that's my new favorite spot.
It's a great spot.
It is a great spot. You don't think, I mean,
as long as you don't want to see the projections.
That's it. As long as you're good with giving up the projections. Oh, it's so good. Yes. I mean, you got to be like, you got to tell yourself you're good with that. I watched the last stage show, so I didn't leave the park until 12:30. I got back to my car at 1:30. I love this. I went straight to the airport for my 7 a.m. flight. I opted to not get a hotel for 3 hours. As I sat at my gate running on 3 hours of, as I sit at my gate running on 3 hours of airport bench sleep, I'm okay with this decision. I'd love to shower, but probably ended up with more sleep having done it this way. I'd love to do it all again. A note for future party attendees. I went to the party on 10:30, so second to last party. They had run out of a lot of the Halloween merch and had a lot of Christmas stuff out already. This was slightly disappointing. I wanted to grab a stuffed Mickey dressed in his Halloween gear. If you like special merch, you may want to pick earlier party dates. Thanks for your recommendations. You did talk me into this adventure, even if I didn't listen to the hotel suggestion. Ashley is
Pam
crazy.
And I gave the hotel suggestion, I think.
Yes, and Ashley is crazy insane, and I love it. This is how you live life. This is a memory. This is something you'll remember forever. And I like that she just went straight to the airport and sat on a bench for 3 hours and got on a plane. Yes.
I'm impressed that she did so much on the 30th, right? Like the wait times were what'd she say, like 20 some minutes for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, and did all those things on the second to last party night. That's pretty awesome.
The last time I waited 25 minutes for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was the media preview before it opened. That was it. Dude, that thing is... Why does that thing have an hour wait all the time? You never get on that thing less than an hour. 25 minutes.
I always write it
insane.
during the parties.
It's
the
crazy.
Christmas party, the Halloween party, because we'll watch the firework, the last parade, and then our tradition is we always go to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train because as long as you're in line right before they close, you're gonna ride. And yeah, so that's what we do.
And Shaggy, who you'll hear on tomorrow's podcast, he called in to the Sunday night, so you hear the replay on the feed tomorrow, says Disneyland has way better merch for Halloween than Walt Disney World. Disneyland does have some pretty sweet merch. I do.
But that Oogie Boogie Bash looks so cool. Like, I have to do that one this
year.
It does. Looks so awesome.
I just have this theory about Disneyland has amazing actors because it's so close to Hollywood.
Oh, I think you're spot on with
like
that.
Jungle Cruise skippers and just things like that. Maybe it's just the Midwestern person in me, but I think it's like.
I think the same thing. I think it's very true.
Yeah, the Walt Disney World's not awesome, but I just think they're just practicing to be like the next big star, maybe. Because I get the whole Steve Martin thing, how he worked in the magic shop on Main Street. I just think everybody's the next person like that. So who knows? All right, sneak in one more question here on today's show. It is from our good friend Stephanie, one of my great guests over at the Magic for Less, who's from Boise, where the blue turf is. Hello, Mike and BOGP crew. My husband and I are headed out on the Dream later this month, thanks to the recent DCL sale and our good friend Ben Lappin. We're experienced DCL cruisers, but we haven't been on the Dream since its inaugural year. Looking forward to being on board again. Man, the Dream has been out there for a minute. So
Stephanie messaged me about this too. I think she chatted me on Instagram about this.
So. Sweet. Okay, here we go. My questions revolve around our cruise being a very maritime cruise. So look at this. We're already kind of giving her something off the top of the show. Have any of you sailed on one of these Christmas cruises? Any advice as to unique offerings or things that we shouldn't miss? You should get a Christmas tree.
You should get a Christmas tree in the room. Full circle.
Also, what are your favorite things about Lighthouse Point? We're stopping there for the first time along with one of our favorites, Castaway Cay. Any not to be missed activities or tips? Thanks for all your help. Love listening to the BOGP friends 3 to 4 times a week on my commute. Stephanie from Boise. I love this, Stephanie. Thanks for always taking us along. Yeah, so definitely, dude, get the tree. But I've never done a Christmas cruise. I'm excited to do the Destiny, but it's unfortunately we learned Sunday night it is not a very maritime cruise. But I'm going to make it maritime without it.
But I think the island, Castaway is going to be decorated that way. It has to be, right? So.
Yeah, it will be. I'm jealous.
And I think for Lookout, Mike, like you and I did that excursion like on our own where we got lost a little bit. I think going to the lighthouse is
100% because it's not far. It's like a 10-minute walk out, 10-minute walk back. Go see the old historic lighthouse. It's a path. You might get lost, but you won't get lost far. And if you just follow, you shouldn't get lost. Like we're just a bunch of screwballs and we got lost. But it'll be a lot more enjoyable in December than it was in July because it was hot. It'll probably be super comfortable to do that in the winter time. So, yeah, I'm jealous of that.
And I've been twice now, and I've yet to see like the parade. So they do this parade a couple times.
Junkanoo.
The Junkanoo, and I hear it. I'm in the ocean. Both times I've been in the ocean, and I could hear it from a distance. I'm like, what is that noise? Like, oh yeah, it's the Junkanoo parade. Mm-hmm. I think it's really cool based on like the music that I hear. I just haven't seen it yet, but if you can, I would highly recommend doing that. I think it's pretty cool from what I've heard.
Yeah,
I'm going to do it next time.
Yeah, that's that's probably my tip is like, just enjoy the Christmas activities. They're going to have, everything is going to be, Stephanie's sailed many times. She's going to know, check the navigator. They'll have, little activities. Now, this is something I would maybe add this, maybe not. This is kind of your mileage may vary, but this is kind of a Scotty G thing. You guys have adopted this idea, your family, of like you've done this for Christmas parties at Walt Disney World, like the PJs, the Christmas PJ thing. Maybe that's something they think about doing for this cruise.
Our PJs just arrived yesterday.
I didn't even know that. But see, that could be something.
We got to do a Disney Fantasy Christmas PJ.
That's what I was saying. I didn't even know you guys were doing that, but I thought that might be something that transfers over to sea. I don't know.
Yeah, because you're gonna have the tree on the Dream, so I think that's a great family photo, right, Stephanie? You just, or at least do some kind of like matching Christmas attire thing so that. At dinner or something, I think it'd be a lot of fun. My family plans on doing a lot of that. Mike, you just nailed it, man. You just you know all our plans.
I know you too well, dude. That's scary. I was like,
when I go to Palo, I'm gonna be wearing like a Christmas tie, right?
Oh yeah, 100%. Well, Stephanie, have a great time and thanks for the great question. And I know you're gonna have an awesome cruise. All right, we're going to jump out of here. We're going to be back on Friday and we're going to talk about our tendencies when we go to the theme parks. Like what kind of things in the past little bit, like, if we not done it forever, what do we always do? Like, what do we always bring? I know you guys kind of think you know us, but what kind of things have we not talked about? You know, we're going to kind of look at our tendencies when we do the theme park touring, both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. So stay tuned for that. All right. Don't forget, podcasts always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. It's our official agency to swing by themagicforless.com. We'll help you plan a great vacation. World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney, no additional cost to you. Check out all the details this week over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That really does help us out as we go through the holiday season. Anytime you do those purchases, just click through there. It takes you right back to Amazon. It gives us a small commission, and it really does help support everything we pay, you know, to keep us on the air. So if you could do that, just bookmark it. Helps us. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And you can support us through Patreon, $5 a month. It's like a cup of coffee a month. And it, again, supports everything we do. And for that, you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. So please support us over there if you can. It's patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Thanks to everybody who does that. It means a lot to the show. Now, you can follow us on social media. I'm at BeOurGuestMike on Instagram, X.com, and Threads. Go check out my Instagram. There's some fun videos there from our cheer weekend this past weekend. I have one video that's going crazy, 18,000 views when we won, where I almost fall at the Hearn Center in the joy of victory. It was almost like that old Wide World of Sports video. It was the joy of victory, but it almost turned into the agony of defeat when cheer mom Heather almost pushed me down in her joy of victory, trying to high five another cheer mom. It's pretty crazy, so check it out. Also, you can follow Scott, Epscott, EPSCOT, and all those places, but where you have to go, you guys know, must-see adventures. Scott, what's happening on the channel this week?
Oh, yeah, so just wrapped up our Disney Wish cruise, so we're talking about a lot of cruising here on today's episode, but you're ever curious about the Wish, the dining, having a private cabana at Castaway Cay, so go check all that out. I have some more Walt Disney World content. I have a non-Disney video coming up, though. We're going to be in Lincoln, Nebraska, so want to know what a Saturday football weekend is like? Go check that out. Must-see adventures. Like and subscribe.
Plenty of runzas around. Rock and roll
runzas, cinnamon rolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about it on Friday because I got to ask you about chili and cinnamon rolls.
Yes, I will.
Stay tuned for that. We'll talk about that at the beginning of the show on Friday. Also, come over to the clubhouse, free for everybody. It's our Discord server. Man, we have so much fun over there. Again, we have a channel there that's called Live from the Disney Destinations. We have a great community. And when folks go on their trips, just posting pictures, you know, Pop Century. Oh, we're at Pop Century right now. Oh, we're sitting down at Olivia's for dinner. Oh, we're at Raglan Road. Oh, we're riding the magic carpets of Aladdin. If you ever need a Disney fix, I'm telling you, come on over. It's free for everybody. We talk sports. We just talk a lot. It's great. So just come on over and join the fun. Join the family. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. And we'll have a live call-in show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch for that one. Join us. Give us a call. We'll have some fun on Sunday night. It'll be dark as a dungeon. You'll have nothing else to do. Join us for that. All right. We'll be back again on Friday, so come on back. We'll be there. For Scott, I'm Mike. Wishing you a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.